Bienvenidos a los conciertos de la Orquesta y Coro de Radio Televisión Española. Hoy me acompaña la directora Yi-Chen, que nos visita por tercera vez a nuestra orquesta. Yi-Chen nació en Taiwán y posteriormente se mudó a Viena, donde estudió violín y piano. Nos va a dirigir una obra estreno de la compositora Cristina Pascual, Panteón Romae, y también la famosísima Cuarta Sinfonía de Tchaikovsky. Bienvenida, Yi-Chen, es un placer hablar contigo. ¿Qué podemos contar sobre esta obra de Cristina Pascual, que es un estreno premiada por la Asociación de Orquestas Españolas? Está ambientada en el Coliseo romano, en las luchas de gladiadores. ¿Cómo abordas esta obra? How do you approach this piece?
Okay, I try to say in English. Yeah. So the approach in this piece, I try to do with every piece I do. I try to see what happens in the score first, and then see who is together with who is the relations. And I try also to understand there are many pages of explanation of the buildings, how they look, and we have all this structure you can see in the score, and then I try to bring out what is the idea of the composer, and the most quick as possible information to tell the orchestra, because you don't have the whole score, you have all your parts and small parts, and to make everyone understand how should this piece sound and how should it work together with who I'm playing in the shortest time, because it's a quite long piece actually, and then we have more sections. It's difficult things to play, and then just to be efficient in the way like we can work and understand the words.
La dificultad viene también por la distinta colocación de los músicos, la different situation on the stage.
Yeah, because it's the wish of the composer that we don't sit like in the traditional usual way, the first like the strings spread out in the groups like this, but the groups are like in the circles. So we have first violin, second violin, and the viola, and etc., etc. So, and also like the groups are mostly not together except the winds. They are quite together in the center, but brass are spread out, and also like percussion, percussion is also like separado. So it creates like a more 3D, let's say, vision or 3D like audio sensation, but for us it's very unusual and more difficult to play, because we are used to just play behind the solistas and to be together, but in this way everyone almost is a solista, but still you have to play together with your colleague, and this is a challenge somehow.
Hablemos también un poco sobre la Cuarta Sinfonía de Tchaikovsky, que Tchaikovsky escribió en el año 1878 y dedicó a su mecenas y amiga Nadezhda von Meck. ¿En qué momento de su vida se encontraba Tchaikovsky cuando compuso esta obra?
The worst possible part or period of his life, or the first of the worst, because it got worse and worse, and his life was quite tough. But this was the period where we all know that Tchaikovsky was homosexual, and it was not possible in this time to let people know it or admit it. So for him it's a very difficult situation, and he even had to like he agreed to marry one of his students, which made him very, I think this is like an agreement which made him so depressive, and this is like a most depressive situation you can get in your life, because you cannot be yourself, and you have to be in life with a person you cannot stand, and every day. So he wrote letters to for Meck, and was telling about this thing, and like, okay, I'm really glad to have you as a friend, and this is dedicated to you. This shows my inner psychology and my inner life, how I feel actually. And if you hear that, it's very devastating. because we have the Fatum. This is very famous. Dum da 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 dum bum bum, shows the fate. The Fatum, like, always hit him. Even he tries his best. For example, in the fourth movement, we have this very cheerful like fiesta on the plaza. It's a big plaza. Everyone is having a good time, and he is in the middle of it and feels the most lonely. But I think sometimes we have all this impression, you know, you are with a lot of people, everyone's cheering, but you feel so lonely. And he's in this sort of situation, and he tries, every time he tries to mix in with to have the good mood, but then, you know, the Fatum comes again in the fourth movement again, it closes the symphony and just hits him. And even the symphony ends very, let's say, in allegro and really vivace, still, you know, because it comes back, the lightness and fiesta. But we are never in a like light state. So this symphony is very special, because when I was studying, I was feeling, you know, when you feel sad yourself or like depressive yourself, I don't know, and you listen to this kind of music and see what this man has to suffer, and somehow it washes your own sorrows away. So for me, it was really like an experience when I was studying this when I was younger, and now doing this with a wonderful orchestra, I'm really happy, because it was a really wonderful work in these 3 or 4 days, and yeah, I really look forward to all the concerts.
Thank you very much. Muchas gracias, Yi-Chen.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Y a ustedes les dejamos con el concierto. La primera parte escucharán la obra de Cristina Pascual, Panteón Romae, y en la segunda parte la maravillosa Cuarta Sinfonía de Tchaikovsky. Que disfruten del concierto.